Hello and welcome to an exciting episode of Smibtendo because we are still Smibtendo. We're going strong with the brand new Super Mario, the first wave of the Mario Kart series. This is the standard cart. This is the $20, 174 pieces. Now the strange history with this Mario Kart wave is that this got announced all the way back in May of 2024 and then got rumored and leaked probably around like October or November, I'm thinking. And I almost totally forgot that this Mario Kart wave even came out, but I'm such a huge Mario Kart guy, and so when LEGO announced that they were going to do Mario Kart sets, I was ecstatic. And for the most part, most of these sets are really affordable, and I had to just get the standard cart because this is the staple for Mario Kart. And most of these are based off the Mario Kart 8, but probably more specifically the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version of Mario Kart, obviously being one of the most highest selling Nintendo games of all time and highest selling Mario Kart game, and just the biggest Mario Kart game in general. It makes a lot of sense that the aesthetics of like all this, like the box art here is just from the Mario Kart 8. I'm pretty sure like this is like Toad's Garage from like the co-op mode that you would find in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I'm pretty sure. And I think one of the coolest things is that you do get a really nice exclusive version of Toad, the little pit crew Toad from Toad's Garage from Mario Kart 8, and I really do love this. I love little stripes that he has here, and I like the little Toad uniform right there. It's very cute, very nice. And he has a little side build right here, a little target practice right here, so that way you can throw your red and green shell right there. A little terminal, little wrench to fix up the car, and a little QR code. I'm gonna just say this right off the bat. This is like one of the very few Mario sets that I actually have, so I don't even have the Mario figure, though I really think that this set can still hold on its own, because with the figure you can still just put a little car right there and you can like race Toad, so there you go, it's perfect. I really do think this set has a lot to offer, and I want to get right into that. So some of the items, they have 3 items in this set. You get a little green shell right here, and they have this new little piece right here that clicks on with a little gun. So instead of having it like a stud shooter, they use this little like these 2 triangle molds that come off right at the end of the shell right here for both the red and green shell, and they flick pretty easily, honestly. Like, I'm very surprised of how easy and intuitive they actually made like the mechanics of the shells in Mario Kart work for this. Now obviously in Mario Kart they don't have a gun. This would be silly. If Mario had guns, it wouldn't be a G-rated game. It wouldn't be E for everyone. Because if they had guns in Mario Kart, it wouldn't be E for everyone. And this is stupid because Mario Kart is for no one. Everyone hates it. I don't know. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves Mario Kart. Don't be silly, because everyone loves the banana. And look at that. The banana is so cool. Love this little banana. Has a nice little happy face. And I hate bananas. I'm very upset that they don't have the triple banana in this set. This is a waste of my time. This sucks. All right. Now let's get into the meat of this build right here, because obviously the standard cart is pretty much synonymous with every Mario Kart. Like, this is like the cart that you probably think of most when you like look at Mario Kart. Now obviously if you are a pro gamer such as myself, you know that a Funky Kong on a Flame Runner is obviously the best combination, but that's for Mario Kart Wii. This is the Mario Kart 8, and it has a glider, and the glider piece is probably the most interesting part because it's actually, it's not like a sticker, and it's not like a cloth. It's a little like plastic thing that actually came off a little like sheet of paper or a sheet, you know, a sheet of plastic that you had to like rip off. And so when you actually put it on, it's a really huge piece that comes, and it honestly makes it really nice because it really adds a lot more detail and a lot more accuracy to this Mario Kart right here. It also has a nice little printed M on the front right here, very nice. The color scheme is obviously Mario's, but it doesn't have a Mario. Very shameful, because Toad has to ride on the Mario Kart, and that's Toad. It's not Toad Kart, though we should advocate for Toad Kart, so let's make that happen, guys. Another thing that was also pretty interesting was the wheels here too. The wheels were something that I'm like, I thought they would just be like rubber wheels, and no, they're like just really dense and hard plastic, and they're 2 different types of wheels. They have the small wheels and the big wheels right here, and I think that's a really neat idea right there, because I think that like while rubber would still work, this is Mario Kart, it's a lot more cartoony, and it does have a nice, it doesn't have any friction either, so it rolls really easily, and I think that's a really nice thing that they added to the Mario Kart line for this. Now in the Mario Kart games, you can also get like a triple drift and it makes like purple sparks. I think that would be really cool. I mean, I could still like mock it and get like a pink or purple kind of flames coming on in the background right here, but I think it'd be really cool if they added these in like future sets too. I don't know, just a thought. Now, maybe a good chunk of people actually forgot that this is not the first time that building blocks have done Mario Kart. Lego is not the first one to actually have done it. Knex actually used to do it back in 2013, and I actually was fortunate enough to have one of these sets right here with the standard bike, which was most basically off the Mario Kart Wii versions at the time, because Mario Kart 8 did not come out until like a year later. Actually, I think they were more Mario Kart 7 and slash Wii, because the bikes were in Mario Kart Wii, but like the carts were mostly looking, because they had the gliders at the time, so it was probably the Mario Kart 7 versions, but I digress, because this is not the first time that Lego has done it, and I will still say that, like, while I do love what Lego has done with the Mario theme, and honestly, even with more or less the Mario Kart theme that they've done just this year, the thing that what Knex really stands out with is honestly the figures, and I really think that, like, they nailed it out of the park with, like, making the look of Mario and all his friends and characters look like the actual characters in game, and like that head mold on the Knex figure just looks literally like Mario. It's an actual Mario figure right there, and the details they got with like the bike alone, it's just basically one giant mold, but it is still really cool. Though I'm gonna admit this, these stickers have peeled off over time. They're super cheap. I mean, they're much cheaper plastics, but they're also much cheaper sticker. The Mario Kart sets right here, I think these are gonna last a lot longer, especially since this is a print and this is a nice plastic molded piece right here. I think that's gonna really have more longevity than what my Knex figure has had over in the past 11 to 12 years now. I'm going to go on a little tangent right here, because I have this little Boo Knex figure right here, and I have never told this to anyone, and I've been like kind of holding my breath to talk about this because I'm the only one with this kind of information. So Knex used to release like figure packs for Mario, and I collected a couple of them back in the day, and I wish they honestly would keep doing that for Lego Mario, but they haven't done that in the past 2 years. Though, I have this little Boo instruction sheet. It's a one giant piece mold. It looks exactly like a Boo. Here's the instructions. It's just the picture of the Boo. There we go. If you want another reference right here, I have a Toad figure right here, and here's how you build your Lego Toad. I just think it's really funny and really silly that these instructions would even bother with trying to make the Boo when it was only one piece. I think that's hilarious and it's funny because it's just a literal one piece with like two prongs sticking out to connect your Knex with. So I thought that was pretty funny, pretty cute. Knex was really cool for the time, but I'm gonna admit it, I think I would prefer Lego any day. I'm just always gonna be pro Lego no matter what kind of building blocks they are. It's mostly biased, but it's honestly just because they're always higher quality and the things I would rather want to collect and display anyway. This is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I grew up with Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart DS, and these were some of my favorite games growing up, and I played them all the time, and I still play them all the time to this day. And I've played a crap ton of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it is one of the things that I'm most passionate to talk about, and so I want to just give a little ranking right here because honestly there's just so much to say about the entire Mario Kart franchise. I'm going to just rank the bottom because I have played and fortunate enough to play every single game except for one I've only played once, but I'll get to that in a second. So here it is, ready? The bottom of my list is obviously Super Mario Kart for the NES. It was one of those games where like I like it a lot. I prefer the controls over Super Circuit honestly, though honestly let's be real, it's very primitive for the time. It was really cool. It's like nowadays it's a lot more primitive, but for the time it was one of the coolest racing games and one of the most fun racing games too, but nowadays it's not that great because honestly I would put Super Circuit above that because literally it has all the tracks in Super Circuit. I do not like the controls for Super Circuit for the GBA, but I do think that the track selection is better, honestly, but it's a small margin. I would rather play the NES version over Super Circuit, but I have to be objective a little bit with that, because then my next one above that would probably be, I would say Mario Kart 8, I would probably say Mario 64. Mario 64 is just a very fun game, but it's also very dated too. I have played it on emulation, and I also own the cartridge right here too. I was very happy to get that when I got it last year at a convention, but I had played it on emulation previously, but it's not one of my favorite games to go back to. I didn't grow up with it, and the game I would probably put above that is probably Double Dash, but I'm gonna teeter on Double Dash and Tour, and I think I would play Double Dash more than Tour, but you cannot deny that Mario Kart Tour just has so much content, but eventually it will go away because it is a mobile game, it is an online service game, And to be honest, it is a full crazy loot boxes. There's no new ground being covered here. I would probably rather play Double Dash though, but Mario Kart Tour, we just cannot deny and underrate how much it has and how much it's grown, and to be honest, how much better it's gotten, especially since most of the tracks have been added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But Double Dash is the only game I've only really played once, and it was only because someone brought it to like a church event that I went to years back. And it's the only game I can't really get and own right now because it's so crazy expensive. And one day I do want to own it and I want to play all the way through it, so I'm just putting it in the middle of the list. I did enjoy my time, what little I did have of it, but it is also something I'm not too keen and fond of, because really the top 4, I would say Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. I'll be very specific about that. There's no reason to ever go back to the Mario Kart 8 Wii U version because of Deluxe, honestly, but I will not deny that the track selection is pretty banger. The character selection is pretty decent. I think the Wii selection is better than the Wii U selection, but I cannot deny that Mario Kart 8 is still a pretty solid game, but there's no reason to go back to it, especially because of the battle mode. The only thing I will say is that it only had a 1-item select box. You can only have 1 item at a time, and I think that was very unique to that game. Gonna be teetering between Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart DS. I really am having a struggle with this one, because these are the ones I grew up with, and I have the most bias towards of any game imaginable, but I have to admit, DS brings the content. It has the mission mode, the battle mode. It probably has all the tracks that I want to play and never really get tired of. While I will say Mario Kart Wii, there is a couple tracks that I'm like, I just actively don't want to play most of the time. However, I am gonna say that DS, I would think, is a better game, honestly, but I think I have gotten so used to the controls of Mario Kart Wii, and also Mario Kart Wii just has some of the best modding with CTPG. I have actually downloaded CTPG onto my Wii a long time ago, and I get a little kicks out of it here and there, but Mario Kart Wii just has the best modding community. It would push it over the edge, but if I'm only going on the base game, I'm going to say DS is going to go over Wii, and I think you have to be objective here, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I mean, it just has the most content. It has the most of everything. Like, there's no contest. Like, Mario Kart Wii, I can mod the hell out of, but really, that's fans creating the game and making it better. I do like the online for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe probably better, even though I do like Mario Kart Wii's selection where you can just choose any track, and I kind of prefer that over it. But here's the thing, I did forget to mention Mario Kart 7. I actually think that Mario Kart 7 has some of the best track selection, has a pretty solid character selection. While a lack of a versus mode is pretty lacking, I can say that because it is on like handheld, and while Mario Kart DS and Super Circuit do have a versus mode and single player, I think really when you get out of Mario Kart 7, it's pretty solid and one of the most underrated. It added so many new things to the franchise with Underwater and Glider. I really have to say that while I have a bias towards Wii and DS, my time with Mario Kart 7, it was a really fun one. And I kind of want to say that I want to put Mario Kart 7s over Wii, but under DS. And I want to say that because while I love Wii to death, it is undeniable that the controls of Mario Kart 7 is solid, the track selection, the character selection. There's just a lot of things that ride on it that I do think is just a lot better. But I have to say that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Kart Tour, Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Super Circuit, and Mario Kart NES. I don't give a crap about Tour anymore. There you go. There's my list. That is, you can put that on the bag. If you want to disagree with me in the comments, go ahead, but I wanted a platform to talk about my favorite gaming franchise of all time. Also, inaccurate, lore inaccurate, 2025 the Lego group on this thing right here, how weird. Nintendo would not stand for this. Smibtendo does not stand for print on top of the glider. You know what, this is ridiculous. Smibtendo is done. We are done with Smibtendo. Everyone, we're done. This is it. I hate Mario Kart, I hate Mario, and I hate Nintendo. I am never making another Nintendo video again.